Look at me getting all comfortable. Welcome back again to part 2, I guess. Episode 4. I still have my same lovely niece over here, Alia. And yeah, so we're just gonna bounce off each other, have conversations about some things. One of them, actually, would you like to ask the question? What was the one? You forgot?
Which one?
What was the one? We were literally just speaking about something and it was quite funny.
Should kids be restricted from having phones till they're 18?
Yes. I personally think that. Obviously, this is quite a good topic. Because
when did you get your phone?
I got my phone when I was 16.
Isn't that before 18 then?
No, actually, I wasn't. Was I 16? No, I was 17.
I was
17.
It was not the Microsoft phone.
Bitch, that was not a phone.
Oh my god.
What, the Lumia?
That was not a phone.
It is a phone.
That was not
No.
That was
you
a
can't
phone.
be falsifying information here. The Nokia Lumia is a phone.
No, it was a phone, but like it didn't have
So
any
what age
socials
were
on
you
that.
when you had that?
14.
Okay, so you had a phone since 14 and now you're saying kids shouldn't have it till
Okay,
18.
my point of why I'm saying that is that now in this current day and age that we have accessible, where kids are, it's easily accessible for them to go onto any social media platform, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Kids aren't using Facebook, but Snapchat, loads of different things where they're able to go have conversations with people, young, old, any age, people lying about their age, lying about anything, actually, for that matter. I personally don't think it's necessary for kids to be like introduced to that many things. And also now studies are showing that like things like TikTok and Instagram Reels and all of that stuff, like quick, fast-paced stuff, is completely frying these kids' brain. Like they're sitting around saying skibbity toilet.
Skibbity toilet, get it right.
Exactly my point.
No, but I feel like the way that you perceive it is like this is bad for children. But the thing is, like, humans adapt for a reason. Like, people adapt for a reason. We've been given the opportunity or like the chance to use technology to our advantage. Why are we going to wait 18 years until we can actually start using it? Like, have you seen these kids that... There was a guy that was actually my age that made these solar panels for East African homes so that they could actually like use technology like we use technology. That would never have happened if we weren't actually allowed to use technology. And like,
okay, on that point,
if you take into account,
pause.
No.
Let her land.
If you take into thank you. Let her cook. Right. If you take into account the fact that you're saying like online safety and like people faking their age, whatever, that has changed a lot from when you got your first phone and when I got my first phone. When you got your first phone, people were on Tumblr and like Reddit and stuff and lying about and even like MSN and stuff. They were like, you could falsify anything on those apps and you could just get away with it. But like nowadays, like even with the advancement of like AI and technology and stuff, you can tell people's ages. Like TikTok restricts or bans certain accounts if you look under the age of 18, and they can tell because they like scan people's faces or whatever.
That's wild. I didn't know that.
And it's like, even stuff like Roblox, you have to show photo ID if you want to use voice chat or whatever. Like, things have changed from when you had your first phone to when I had my first phone. Like, technology has advanced enough for people to actually feel a lot safer, even if it is not as safe, because you can't actually guarantee that everything is safe. Like, anything at all, not just technology-wise. It is a lot safer.
I agree to a certain extent. But now that begs the question of who's the problem here? Is it the kids who are given the phones to be able to go on anywhere on the on any of the platforms that they have on a phone, or is it the parents that are the problem and they should be more in control of what their child is seeing? I'm not saying that a parent can see everything and do everything, but if you have a relationship where you're able to ask your child, hey, you know, what have you been up to on your phone? What have you been watching? Oh, that's funny. Can I see the TikTok that you could send me a TikTok that you saw that was funny? And I'm not saying to be besties with your kid, because there also should be a level of respect. But I think I think strict parents breed secretive kids. And if you're really strict on your child to tell them you can't have this phone, they're going to hide. They're going to hide everything. They're not going to tell you nothing. They're not going to think that you're going to be somebody that is going to understand them, because kids are mad. Even I was mad when I was a teenager. You do and say things, all sorts of nutty stuff. Like,
no, I completely agree. So
I agree with you. I think, yes, we are evolving and we need to evolve. I agree to a certain extent. But I also just think, like, I don't know, I see some weird stuff sometimes on my TikTok and other things, and I'm like, I'm an adult and I'm able to say not interested to this video and be like, yeah, that's a weird video, that's a weird comment or something like that. But there's actual kids on this app that I like. Every day I go on TikTok and I'm like, yeah, this is mad. I saw a video of a little kid putting on like
a full face of
makeup. Not even, it wasn't makeup. She was like, sorry. She was like, oh, wake up with me to go to middle school. Take out my heatless curls. She was literally like 6.
Yeah, but okay, in that situation, that's probably the parents' fault for allowing that behavior. But you gave two responsible parties. You gave the child using the phone, and you gave the parents who allow the child to use the phone. What about the third party, the people who make the content that you don't want to see? Isn't there an onus? Because most of that content is made by adults, right?
Yeah.
That brain rot content that you see, 90% of it is made by an adult, someone who's of sound mind. Is the responsibility not then on those who are older to use social media responsibly so that kids aren't seeing stuff that will rot their brains?
No, because they're able to do whatever they want on that app. It's like same way, like, you know how, like, what do you call it? Cardi B. Was it Cardi B, I think? And she was like, no, who was it? Doja Cat. Doja Cat was like, don't tell me what music to make, because you lot should be controlling who your kid is listening to. If you know my music is rude, why are you letting your child listen to my kind of music?
But I feel like,
so I think that's the same. Not
different.
really, but
I feel like you can
apply
that to pretty much every sort of situation. Like the relationship that a parent has with their child will breed the type of child that they become. Like you can't just put it on like for specific situations, like music, for example. Like you said, strict parents breed secretive children, and secretive children are obviously not going to be like great people.
Aliyah would know that.
Wait. Why do you say that secretive children won't be great people?
Kidding, guys.
I mean, in the sense that if you're building secrets, that's not just like, I'm not saying that you're not going to be a good person, but like it creates habits that you're obviously not going to be able to get out of for a very long time, like manipulation or like things like that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you're not a great person.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that you're a good person either.
Why not?
I mean, if you're manipulative...
What if I use my manipulation to bring people towards a good cause?
Okay, Superman.
No, but a car salesman is a manipulator. I didn't know Superman was a manipulator. Clearly I haven't watched enough movies.
As in, like, you're using your power for good. Did you get
that's
it?
not Superman. That's all heroes. Dumbass.
That's the first thing that came to my head. I didn't want to say, like, Spider-Man.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So I could use my power of manipulation, work for a charity and make you donate. That's a good thing, no?
Yeah, but you're still manipulating that person, because what if they don't even have anything to give you? That doesn't
then
really...
they can't give me anything.
That's wrong, though, because you shouldn't force somebody to do charity.
It's like...
It is.
The idea of coercing somebody to do something.
Every single fundraiser you see is manipulated.
No, it's not, because it's actually I feel like manipulation is different.
She don't know about that.
No,
what do you know about singing the cool lines, taking calls from callers and stuff, man?
Walking around with buckets.
Building a feeling of like, not guilt, but like, there's a difference between influencing people and coercing people. You can influence a person. No, influencing is a manipulation to a certain extent.
No, it is.
There's good and bad manipulation, though.
It is manipulation.
Yeah, but there's good and there's bad.
Exactly.
Here's my take on what Matt said when it comes to manipulating instead of quotation marks to do something good. Fact of the matter is, if you want to look at it from like a very outside perspective, you're manipulating or influencing them to do something that you think is good, and it's your belief and you think it is a unanimous thing, when in reality, you're okay. We believe it's a unanimous thing, and I get it. If you're trying to influence someone to do something that's good, fact of the matter is you're taking your belief and forcing it or trying to force it onto someone else, and that's where it becomes a bit difficult. The part when it comes to influence is where that's why I kind of separate influence and manipulation, because influence is more sharing everything and letting them decide. Whereas manipulation is like, I guess it's kind of very similar, but it's a bit more.
Yeah.
It's a bit more forceful, I guess.
Like you can feel like the pressure almost.
Yeah.
Because like when you said about charities, I feel like that's more influence than manipulation, because like if you see no,
I don't agree.
What is influence?
Influence is being able to see something and make your own judgment based on it, but the thing is, it's subjective.
If I
and not
influence you to
objective.
do something, what
Yeah.
am I doing?
You're manipulating.
No,
Not necessarily,
like
because
a-
No,
listen,
but
English
the
teacher
word has
core,
negative connotations.
English teacher. Let's
Go
get
on.
the English teacher talk.
to manipulate has negative connotations, but to influence has positive ones, right? So when you're influencing someone, you're not necessarily putting them in a position where they're gonna suffer negative consequences. Whereas a manipulative thing to do, if like the connotations with it is negativity, like you're manipulating someone to do something they don't want to do. But if you're influencing someone, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're overstepping a boundary, but rather you're opening their mind to a different perspective, which they did not have before.
I would argue that's just the meanings that we as humans have put to those words.
Exactly, but
Ultimately,
they're
feel
two
like-
different words.
but
and it's
with two
ultimately,
completely
at their
different
core,
meanings.
they are both manipulation.
At their core,
Whether
they're
you,
both.
yeah,
Yeah.
whether you learn manipulation as a kid from being secretive and then use that in later life to become an influencer of people, that's not what I'm saying here. I'm saying
Yeah.
that skill of manipulation that you learn doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. Because her point and your statement, whether you meant it like this or not, was people who are secretive at a young age and learn that stuff are not good people. You can't say that. Is
Yeah,
what I'm
you can't
saying.
say that.
Okay,
That's an
fine.
outrageous statement. Because
That took a
then
whole- that took a whole 10
95%,
minutes to get you to-
95% of ethnic children are bad people. Based on that logic, there is not a single ethnic
Clacking.
child who can tell me they're 100% honest with their
Very
parents.
mindful.
But why would you need to be 100% honest with your parents anyway? There's boundaries. Like, you don't need to share
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I
Boundaries
don't
is
tell my
not
parents
truthfulness,
stuff.
though. I'm saying 100% honesty. Where if your parents say,
Honesty
where
in
were
what
you?
way though? What are we talking about honesty?
Like,
I
where
don't
were you?
th-
What
I-
were you doing? Who were you with?
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
not honesty.
Why is
That's your parents wanting to control you. They don't need to know any of that stuff.
Yes,
Why not?
they do.
I don't
They're
think
not.
that's
They're not
necessary.
saying you can't
I
do it.
feel
They're
like-
just asking you a question. But sometimes you might, as a kid, might feel like my mom won't like if I was X Y Z rather than X Y Z. So
Yeah,
I'm just
You know
gonna say
what?
you just
I'm
I
not
was a
gonna lie.
dumbass
I'm
kid.
not gonna lie.
Certain
This is a bit long, isn't it? Because it's a bit hard for me because I was a goody two shoes. Like I ain't do nothing. You know, I used to literally.
Twin.
I'm not joking. Like That's why she might in her thoughts. Like I'm not joking. I genuinely used to go to school, go home, go to school, go home. Wallahi, I used to leave school 3:20. School ended. I would be home by 3:45. Like actually, college. Yeah, college is the. I didn't do anything. Oh my God, it was like the highlight of my time to be able to skip classes to go home. And like, genuinely, I'd skip classes to go home. Or I would like go out with my friends and literally would just go to like McDonald's. We don't eat there no more. But,
McDonald's to eat what?
What are you eating? I mean, what are you eating?
or like
What
Subway
are
or
you
whatever.
eating?
I mean, I don't eat that stuff no more. Free Palestine and everyone else. But my point is that, like, I think this conversation is difficult for me because I can't relate to that. My parents used to tell me, don't go there. I used to listen. Don't do this. I used to listen. But other people, they don't have that. And I'm not
So
saying
is that your parents being controlling, and do you see that as a negative thing?
I don't think they were controlling me because I didn't want to do anything anymore.
No, but okay. Suppose you did want to do it. Would you see that's controlling? Do you
Yeah,
think that's
because I
being
would have done it
controlling?
anyway. Because my
But
personality.
is that controlling, or is that your parents just
I think they were
trying to
protecting
look
me.
out for you and being
I
protective?
think they were protecting me.
So then that comes back to your statement.
Because of my point of me, my personality. I know my personality. Like, I'm a bit of a nutter. Like, I would go out and do whatever, and then be like, oh man, I shouldn't have done that. And then later on thinking, oh man, the consequences of that action is like, shouldn't have really done that. Should just listen to my parents. So I used to just not do stuff because
Yeah, but
I think it was also fear of like scary, like being like my parents not trusting me and like fear of disappointing them. It wasn't even a matter of like my parents would shout at me and be like, ah. It would genuinely be like disappointment. I don't like that. I hate disappointing people. I once disappointed my science teacher in year 9 and I cried. Like, genuinely, like, that's literally how I am. Like,
we were talking about this morning, me and Sayda. Like, I feel like our family has such big people-pleasing tendencies. Like, I will never forget this one time in year 11. I feel like it was like, it was the middle of the year. I think it was like January, February. I came in late. I came in 10 minutes late. And I was crying, bawling my eyes out because I hadn't been late one single day that year. And I was like, my punctuality has been its best. Like, I just wanted to make my SEN teacher happy. And they were like, no, it's fine. You can go to your Form Plus. And I was like, but that's not honest. And I was like,
you're only 10 minutes late, G. You dragged it.
I don't know what was going on with me, but like, I hear it, yeah.
I don't think that's people pleasing though.
No, but like we just want to. We don't want to.
Yeah,
we don't want to disappoint people.
Sorry, guys. Sound crew are acting up. This place is so fun. But yeah.
Your boy.
It's so fun.
You're so weird.
It's not very demure.
Not very cutesy.
Yeah, but yeah. So I don't know. I think ultimately, back to the point of our whole conversation and why we were talking about this. I think ultimately you can't blame either parents, kids, whoever. You can't blame social media because at the end of the day, we all have free will. We have free will. Every single person is going to be different. You're not going to be the same as your siblings. Your parents aren't going to be the same as they were parenting you. If you have older siblings and younger siblings, that wouldn't be them parenting you, your older sisters, your middle sister siblings, your older brother and your younger brother is not going to be the same because your parents aren't going to be the same people. I don't know about you lot, but I am not the same person I was 6 months ago, let alone like however many years ago. So my point is like, yeah, I guess we evolve as humans.
I just have to bring up, like, by force have to bring up, after you said you were not the same as our brothers. Can we just talk about the favoritism that parents have over brothers? Like, brothers over sisters.
Clack in.
Like, it's every day. My curfew.
It's deserved.
I don't have... Deserved where?
Cut the cameras. Cut the show.
Right. I don't have a specific curfew. But I do have a specific, not specific curfew, but like I have to be home before like a certain time. Like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock latest, 5 o'clock would be the best. My brother can turn up home at 2 a.m. My mum will be like, oh, where were you? Barking. What were you doing? I was out of balls. He goes upstairs, that's it. End of conversation, end of story. If I showed up at 2 a.m, I wouldn't even be allowed back in the house. The doors, my dad would add extra locks.
Wait, context, how old is your brother?
He's the year below. A year below me.
So 16. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. I don't know if it's...
Is it not a protection thing?
No, because
No?
what,
Okay.
What's going to happen
what's
to
gonna
me
happen to
at
the
6 p.m.?
Pause.
That couldn't happen to me at 3
What's going to
p.m.
happen to a son that can't happen to a daughter? What's going to
Other
happen
way,
to
other
a daughter that can't happen to a son? Are we not all human here? I don't understand. No.
I can think of a few things that
No.
are more likely to happen to
I'm
women
sorry.
than men.
I'm not
Okay,
talking...
but I can think of a few things that are more likely to happen to
But
men
who
than
is doing
women.
it? The men.
Hey!
Yeah.
Inner thoughts.
I ate that.
She ate that.
Like,
No, but my point is that I personally think, I also again didn't want to get in an Islamic thing because we're trying to be very, I don't want, but I personally can't have conversations without bringing my personal experience into it. But my point is that as Muslim girls, I think especially as ethnic Muslim girls, we are always told you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. But there's always a double standard when it comes to young boys and young men. We, as girls, you can't go on social media. Oh, you can't have hijab like this. You can't have your hair like this. You can't have your ear showing. You can't have this showing. You can't do this. You can't talk. You can't this. You can't that. There's always something that someone is saying about a Muslim girl, but no one ever says anything about Muslim boys. Boys on social media act mad. Did they even know that their aura is, they have to cover their knee? No. They walk around, they're topless, shorts, batty rider shorts. But if I did that, all hell is gonna break loose. Even me sitting here in this podcast, in this room with people that you know, they're not my brothers. People are gonna come for me. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. It doesn't make sense. Just leave it. I think everyone needs to just shut up.
Honestly.
Is the solution not to also go into the brothers rather than shut up? Because in Islam, you're meant to call out your fellow Muslims on that which is apparent and you can see.
I would love to, please. I would love to call them out.
Should we do a cheeky little name and shame?
No, I ain't doing name and shame, man. Come on now.
I was really ready.
No. We're not naming and shaming. This ain't that kind of podcast.
You're gonna bring this podcast on the fire, bro. What are you doing?
Okay. I ain't gonna get no views, bro. I'm gonna be straight on Twitter.
Hey, publicity.
Oh, publicity is good publicity. But yeah, no, like, I don't know. In the perspective, also as families as well, I don't know what that's about. Like, this idea of, oh, you got to look. I even saw a TikTok today of this lady. She basically was talking about a video she saw of a girl who was recording her mum, and her mum came home from work and was like, oh my God, what did your brother eat? Her brother is 20, she's 17. And her mum, and she was like, what do you mean, what did he eat? And then he was like, oh, she didn't cook, so I just had cereal. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? Are boys not allowed to eat? Are they not allowed to clean themselves? Are they not do they not need to know how to go to the toilet and to cook for themselves? Do they not eat? Do they not have stomachs? Do we not have the same organs as men? Like, yeah, okay, we have different organs, quite literally. But my point is, we all have a long intestine, short intestine. We have stomach, we have lungs, we have hearts, whatever. We all eat the same food. We drink water. Why can a man or a young boy not be able to look after themselves? I don't get it. I really don't get it.
And especially, I feel like, considering the fact that women, most, like, for us specifically, like ethnic Muslim women, we wouldn't be allowed to move out by ourselves or like live in our homes, live in a home by ourselves, most likely in most situations. So like, we don't actually have a reason to need to cook as of right now, because we've got our mothers or our fathers to do that for us, and we don't need to learn to until we get married, realistically, like, actually. But
even
men,
still, no, but
wait,
what's
can I carry on?
But why should we learn how to do that for marriage, though?
No, that's not. Can you let me carry on?
Sorry.
But men.
Okay, wait, finish and then we'll go to that.
Okay, go on. But men.
But men are allowed to move out. Men are allowed to do their own things. My brother, for example, he would be allowed to go somewhere for a whole week by himself. And it's like, yeah, you might have a job and be able to afford to get takeout or whatever, but you actually have more necessity to learn how to cook and clean after yourself, considering you're allowed to do these things like move out and be big boys. Like,
yeah,
why is it that we have to learn to do all these things for marriage when you can't learn to do these things for yourself, when you're more likely to go and live by yourself? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. What were you saying?
No, what I was going to say, and let me preface this by saying, I learned how to cook before anyone in my family, so this is not coming from someone who wants that lifestyle.
Right. Mm-hmm. Very demure.
Very cutesy, very mindful. Very mindful.
But in the last episode,
yeah,
we did mention how the man should be the breadwinner, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if the man is the breadwinner, and you're saying why should you learn how to cook for marriage, isn't it sort of all right for the man to expect that when he comes home that there is food made for him if he's earning the bread for the family?
Get me a chef.
You are the chef.
I'm not the chef.
Why not? Yeah, what is your No. This is why we're doing this conversation.
What do I bring to the table? Absolutely nothing but my chair.
Let's get...
No. In a relationship, you've got to bring value, yeah? There's got to be value.
That was crazy.
I feel like...
No, that's how it sounds, but think about it. In a relationship, you bring value. What you said is you want a breadwinner husband who comes, gives you money, he works for the family, make sure you have everything that you want. What do you provide him?
I feel like instead of looking at this from like an Islamic standpoint, we should look at this from a societal standpoint.
Okay.
I know it's a lot worse, but like,
Okay, go on. Societal.
if you look at, I don't do sociology, but I know that there's this sociologist called Durkheim, and he looks at society as functionalist. So everything has its purpose in society, and the family, usually a nuclear family. I hope everybody here knows what that is.
I don't.
A mom and dad.
And like
And
2,
kids.
3 kids.
Okay.
Like
It's
a
2
small
kids,
amount of-
actually.
2 kids.
It can be
Okay.
three.
I didn't
It
do
can be
sociology.
three.
The definition.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so
Cereal packet.
the cereal packet family, yeah. So families tend to be for the sake of society, for reproduction, to keep like sexual relations within the family so that like people don't pass around STDs or whatever. I forgot the other two, but there was 2 other functions. But basically, men go out and they provide for the family. Women stay home and look after the children. And that's basically how the family functions. And I don't remember what I was saying because I don't remember what the conversation before this was. Can you please remind me?
We were talking about the man.
ADHD
We
got
were
to
talking about
me.
the man being the breadwinner. Man being the breadwinner and the woman staying at home and
Right.
cooking.
So I feel like, yeah, in that sense, it makes sense for a man to be a breadwinner and a woman to stay at home. And I feel like the way that society is moving, that women should be independent and have jobs and all of that. Like, I'm not going to lie, I agree with it. I would like to have a job for myself. And that's why I'm planning on getting married a lot later.
Okay.
Or having like...
Pause. Sorry, before I forget my trail of thought. When you're talking about this, my issue with the whole thing of breadwinner and all of this other stuff, my genuine issue is that I read a study actually that women start off, let's say you're in a marriage, 50-50. Like you're 50% of yourself, you're helping, you're cooking, you're cleaning, you're doing all of these other things as yourself before you're married. And the man himself, he's looking after himself, he's cooking, he's cleaning, he's doing all of these things. But now when they come together and they get married, the woman takes 30% of the man's all of his stuff. So now she's cooking for him. Now she's cleaning. Because they're living in a shared home. She's cooking already for everyone. She's cleaning already for everyone. But then she's also expected to continue doing her 50% of her stuff. And now the man only has 10% of his workload, which is just genuinely his work. And then the woman is now taking all of the other shit that he's now no longer doing, like cleaning his clothes, doing all of these things. And I'm not saying that all women are doing this. I'm just saying that this was from the study that I read. Yeah? My problem with this whole conversation is that women now are having to take on extra work and doing extra shit for men that can't do stuff for themselves.
I was gonna...
Can I just quickly say something? I feel
Yeah.
like that's our fault because we enabled that behavior.
I agree.
We did not.
I agreed.
We did not
because-
actually correct them from the get-go, which is why weaponizing competence is so normalized. We never, same way we have just been complaining about how parents, like treat the boys in the family different, all of this. That's where it stems from. Women. Because we are the ones who raised these men. And
Yeah.
at the same time, and will be raising these men. So at the same time, it's our fault as women when we get with men and we don't have standards. We think that getting flowers is so, oh my God, he did this. That's the bare minimum, fam. Like, small things like, oh, he opened the door for me. He's such a gentleman. And now they don't even do that no more. Like, we have done it to ourselves and now we're the ones complaining. I'm sorry.
I
We need
agree.
to
That's
sort
why she's
ourselves
writing her
out.
thoughts, guys.
It's true.
Sorry,
No,
I'm not even
'cause
being a pick-me because
the thing-
sometimes I see myself doing that and I have to snap out of it. Like, what am I doing?
No, like I was gonna say, Fatma, what you're talking about is called the double shift, like where you go out and work and then you come home and do even more work.
Yeah.
Because the man
I'm
can't
sorry,
do the
I'd
work
rather
at
kill
home.
myself.
It's like
Yeah, but then in the
That's
the bid.
isn't
But
the
I'm being
thing
serious.
that the woman wouldn't work in this situation?
yeah, but that's what
No. Listen, we're all human, yeah. Let's have an honest conversation here. Like, let's just be real honest. If you are married to somebody, you chose to marry this person. You chose to live with them thinking you're going to be with them forever. Why is it so hard for you to wash a dish? To be like, oh, babe.
That's not the conversation we're having
No.
here,
No. My point is that the woman comes home, does her shit. She's gone to work. She comes home. Now the house is dirty.
See, there you go. We're
Do all
not
this
saying
other
the
stuff.
woman's working.
Why
We're
don't we
saying
all just work together?
But in this functional family that we're talking about,
Yeah,
the man
even
works,
then.
the breadwinner works, the woman doesn't work. She's at home.
She's at home. She's
We're not
cooking.
talking
She's
about double
cleaning,
shift.
doing her
We're
duty.
not talking about double
Okay,
shift
cool.
here.
What's her duty? She's probably got kids now. Now she's got kids. Now she's looking after these kids all day. You think looking after kids is easy? That's a job, bruv. That's a job.
We're not saying it's not.
She wants to look after her kids.
No, of course. I'm not saying that she doesn't love looking after her kids.
I think probably you're talking about the fact that their husband wouldn't show a sense of appreciation, and appreciation can be shown by just taking a couple hours off of the mum's back while she can go take a little nap. And he's come back from work. Yes, he could be tired, but at the same time, she's tired too. Just parenting together, like being parents. Like sometimes even parents, like they will be like, oh, my husband's babysitting the kids. No, that's your children. Why are you saying your husband is babysitting kids? Like, again, that's what women do though. We have normalized that. So men think it's normal, meaning when you ask them to do something that that hasn't been normalized in your relationship, they're gonna consider it far-fetched.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like, why are you switching up now? Oh, you want to do this now, but you were accepting this before.
Yeah.
You didn't say this was your standards before.
Yeah.
If it was, you could have found someone else. It's the truth, and that's what we've done to ourselves. Like,
Yeah. She ate that.
She
Very
did.
mindful.
Inner thoughts.
But yeah, guys, this was getting heated. We should have just kept talking, Ruff. But thank you so much for tuning in to our episodes. These were 4 episodes. It was a little bit all over the place, but hopefully when I'm back from Japan, I will be able to do something that is a little bit more structured, and hopefully maybe Alia will be a reoccurring guest on the show. But thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Bye.